The following are some of the books that are part of a list provided by Alder and Robin Books Incorporated, a literary agency. The Canterbury Tales, James and the Giant Peach, Hamlet, and The Color Purple. Now, this list of books is not a list of bestsellers or all-time favorites by their readers. Instead, all the books on this list have at one time or another been banned from public libraries in the United States. Book banning is a serious situation because more and more books are being banned and less people seem to realize it. FirstAmendmentCenter.org, a site dedicated to supporting the First Amendment, describes book banning as, and I quote, "the latest battleground in a centuries-old war over the censorship of ideas." The First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution states that citizens of the United States have the right to the freedom of press. So why is it that as citizens, we cannot exercise this right? By banning books, our rights are being denied. When a book is banned, we have no choice in wanting to read it as we cannot find it. Do we not have the right to read? We all read. We all go to the library. We go there for projects. We go there for research papers. We go there for leisure reading. Without realizing it, libraries have become a very important part of our daily lives. If we let book censorship continue, it might get worse than it already is for everyone else, including us. In the past, before the printing press, book banning was easy since there were only a select few copies available to the public, so burning the book was more than sufficient enough. However, with the invention of the printing press, book banning has become much more severe. According to beaconforfreedom.org, an organization focused on the freedom of expression, a list of books were published and issued to the public in 1559. The books on the list were considered to have heretical or ideologically dangerous content by the Catholic Church and were all banned. The list was finally suppressed in 1966, over 400 years later. In today's society, the Church no longer has any say in what books are banned. Instead, it is our parents that are the main source of book banning, especially in libraries, since it is a public domain. Parents feel that book banning is the only way to protect their children from reading books that will have bad influences on them. Books are banned in today's society if they contain contents such as violence, drug use, or alcohol use, racial slurs, and the like. For example, according to Banned Books Online, an online article that focuses on book censorship provided by the University of Pennsylvania, Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, both novels written by Mark Twain, were banned from Brooklyn public libraries because they contained racial slurs. A version of Little Red Riding Hood was banned in 1989 because Red Riding Hood was bringing wine to her grandmother. Parents felt that after reading Mark Twain's novels, it would encourage them to use racial slurs such as the N-word. They believed that Red Riding Hood would encourage the use of alcohol because that's what 4-year-olds are thinking when they're reading Little Red Riding Hood. Even Harry Potter was banned for encouraging wizardry and black magic. While the parents who are against the books are able to get what they want when a book is banned, what about the rest of the public, like you and me? Do we not too have the right to read what we want? How can we if we can't even find the book? Not everyone has the same thoughts, and that causes conflicts for the library. The library doesn't know where to keep the book or take it out, and since both sides are important patrons, they don't want to offend either side. In order to satisfy both sides, an article from the New York Times reveals that the Brooklyn Public Library has adopted an alternative way to treat these books that offend. The Brooklyn Public Library has adopted to put banned books in a safe vault under lock and key away from the main area. If one wants to view a book that has been banned, then they would have to schedule an appointment to see it. If this idea is accepted nationally, then libraries and the people will be able to get what they want. The libraries would no longer have to worry about offending either side, and those against the books have successfully gotten the books off the shelf and away from their children and themselves. And the regular patrons can also still have access. It would be easier for local patrons as well, because they would not have to travel to another library. If their local library doesn't have the book, they might have to travel to another library. However, the next library might not be as close by as it is, and some people don't always have the time and resources to go there. It could keep patrons coming back and encourage reading. Patrons might not be able to finish a book at one time, so they'll have to come back and finish it. As a result, they'll be around more books. They might become interested in another book and continue reading. This also gives them time to just relax after hard days of work, or for kids, a hard day at school. Also for kids, they'll be able to read more instead of staying in front of a computer 24/7 on Facebook or Twitter, stalking other people. If nothing is done, then books will continue to be banned and our rights will continue to be violated. All I ask is for you to write a letter to your local library or to even the governor of your home state and just advocate for the idea. Tell them of this idea. Spreading the word to other people can help as well. I ask you to act against this restraint on our freedom and to help yourselves and the rest of America. Books are being banned for us, for we are students and we are sons and daughters. Who better have a say against this than us? Book banning goes against our right to freedom of press. If it continues, what else might the government ban next? Websites like in China? Television shows? Radio channels? I'm not ready to give up my freedom or any of my rights. Are you?